This is the second day of graphing rational functions. This time we're going to graph something with a number in front. We call that number a. So if you look at our first example, and then again, you're going to want to have a colored pencil or something here. So we're going to draw in our asymptote lines. This is our original graph, just 1 over x. You can see we have those lines right there. They have not been moved at all. So that's your most basic graph. Then on the next one, they put a number in front of the 3, a number in front of the 1 over x. And notice the location of the asymptote lines hasn't changed. Right? There's not a number next to the x or even a number at the end here. So we're not moving it. But what we are doing instead is we are changing this number in front. Notice where the point is now. The point used to be at 1, 1 and negative 1, negative 1. This time the point is at 1, 3 and negative 1, negative 3. So that point is moving whenever you have a number in front of the problem. Same thing happens on this next one. Again, notice that the asymptote lines are in the same place, but the negative 2 in front means this dot goes down here. So 1, negative 2, and negative 1, positive 2. Remember, your original one was 1, 1, and negative 1, negative 1. So we're just changing the location of the point and not changing any of the asymptote lines. So if there's no number in front, it just goes to the 1. If there is a number in front, it goes all the way up or down to that number. So 3 in front means it goes up to 3, down to negative 3. 2 in front means it goes up to 2 and down to negative 2. Notice that this one, the negative, makes it flip. Notice how your graph is in the opposite corners of each other now. It used to be in the top right and bottom left corner. Now it's kind of flip-flopped. All right, let's do a couple examples. Problem number 1. Again, notice there's no numbers that are telling us to move the function. So I'm going to put a line across at 0, as well as a line up and down, my asymptote lines there and there. Then when it's time to graph, we're going to go over 1, but this time up to 5. So instead of the point 1, 1, we have the point 1, 5. And instead of negative 1, negative 1, we go back and all the way down to negative 5. And then it kind of creates that same shape there. Example number 2. No transformations. There's not a number next to the x right here, or there's not a number at the end. So the 8 is going to tell us to stretch it up to 8, put our point at 8, and then the negative is going to flip it around. So instead of being over here and over here, we're going to flip-flop that and put our graph here and here. All right, so down to negative 8, and draw your shape like that, up to positive 8, and draw a shape like that. I'll erase those funky little stars. There we go. So that number in front is going to change the location of the point. Now let's move on to the back side here of our notes. We have problem number 3. This actually has transformations and a stretching and moving of the point. So we're going to start with this plus 3, the x plus 3. That's going to move it to the left 3. And then the minus 2 at the end is going to move it down 2. So left 3, down 2. And then the 4, again, we'll kind of start from our middle point here, our new middle right there. And we'll go over 1, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 places. And then backwards 1 and down 4. So we end up with these in opposite corners of each other always. And there we go. For problem number 4, we deal with the transformations first, so we leave the number in front till last. So this is going to move the graph right 5. So I'll take our vertical asymptote line, our straight up and down line, and move it to the right 5. I don't have to move up and down at all, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that horizontal line where it is. Remember, the negative right there is going to flip it. So instead of being in the top right corner and bottom left, we're going to flip it to those opposite corners. We're going to have one down here in the bottom right, down 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So notice that's 3 points up and 3 points down from where your line was. Graph. All right, example number 5. Left 2, down 6. Left 2, down 6. And again, you're creating that new starting location. The negative is going to tell us that we need to flip our graph around. So we know, but we don't have a number there. So we're just going to go with our regular 1, 1. So over 1, down 1 for the negative. And then the opposite corner, back 1, up 1. And again, if there's no number in front of there, there's an invisible 1. So we maybe leave a little note of that. So you just have that regular graph. The only thing that's changes is flipped. All right, example number 6, this plus 5 at the end is going to move the graph up 5. There's no number by the x, so we don't have to worry about moving it to the right or to the left. Just move this graph up 5. So up 5 and draw your line. Right or left, I don't have to move it, so I'm going to keep it on the 0. And then I have a positive 2. So again, think about starting from the middle here. And from there, over 1, up 2. The number in front is always how far up or down you go. Other side, over 1, down 2. And that's it.